with the rolling blackouts continuing, I decided to work on some stuff that I didn't need to keep the shop warm for. As you can see here, I'm working by backup light. But I decided to refocus myself back onto my custom fuel gauges. I've released a video many moons ago about how I made some custom fuel gauges from acrylic with a vacuum table type of setup. I decided to read up more about it and realized that the acrylic wasn't really the ideal plastic of choice, and I went with PETG, Papa Echo Tango Golf, instead. PETG proved much easier to work. I found it a little bit easier to form. It is reportedly more resistant to breakdown from the fuel that's inevitably just going to sit there forever. So it was a little bit of an experimentation again. We see here that I had 3 attempts, out of which I got 2 good parts. The first one didn't quite form the way I wanted, so I went back to the drawing board and I made a little cutout that I could, as the plastic was still in a molten state, a little cutout that I could put over my mold to push down the edges to get a nice crisper edge there, and that ended up working much better. We'll see during the molding process that goes far better. This resulted in 2 pretty good parts that I was quite happy with, that should be more fuel resistant, and so I think that's definitely the way to go. I can't give any guarantees as to anyone about how it will work or how it will work out. Obviously, I'm still far away from actually flying a plane with these in them, but I believe this is going to work. I'm considering also making just the backing from pieces of PETG and having it that way. If my voice sounds a bit off, it's because I've been sick, but we're carrying on nonetheless. For interest's sake, I used a temperature of 120 degrees centigrade. I preheated the oven to that temperature, inserted the frame there with the PETG in it, and let that sit there for I estimate between 2 to 3 minutes. I was just basically looking at how far the plastic was sagging, and once it had maybe like half an inch worth of sag in it, I would take it out and put it over the mold, as you can see, and apply vacuum and my little cutout to shape appropriately. This seemed to work well for me. You can see some dust there on the final product. I think that's getting put down there from the little cutout. But once I wiped that down, it was quite a clean mold. You do see a little bit of the surface texture of that superwood getting embossed into the back of the fuel gauge, but at a distance of about a foot away, it's barely noticeable, and I don't think it would be noticeable from inside their plane. They're maybe not perfect, but I think they're good enough.